Welcome artists, creative executives, video game developers, and every other type of creative out there seeking to be faithful with the talents God's given you. I'm so glad you've joined us as we talk about chasing or pursuing success. Now, of course, we all want to be successful, and there's nothing wrong with that desire. That's a good thing. We want to work hard. We want to have achievements, find success in that. But the road to success has not only some obstacles, but also some potholes and even cliffs we can go flying right off if we're not wise in how we pursue our creative calling. So I want you to stay right here with us as we talk about the hidden dangers of chasing success. Welcome, I'm Joel Pelsu, President of Arts and Entertainment Ministries. Our passion is helping you as a creative professional to succeed in your creative life while growing deeper in your spiritual walk. Because your creativity and your spirituality are designed by God to work in concert with one another, not to be compartmentalized. And that's our passion. If that's your passion or your interest, take a second, hit the like button, and subscribe to our channel and share it with other friends who have this same interest. Oh, and before we jump in, I want to let you know we also have online courses. We have our calling course, which teaches you what does it mean to have a calling as an artist? What does that mean for your family, for your career, all those kinds of questions. We also have a course coming up called Catalyst. We'll be launching this fall, talking about entrepreneurial gifts, growing your business, as well as growing deeper theologically. So the links are down below. Go ahead and check those out at the end of this video. Let's get to it. The first danger of chasing success is the loss of mental and physical health. People who are constantly pushing hard to be the best may experience burnout, which leads to reduced performance, then leads to pushing harder because you've got less energy, doubling down when you really may need a break. But if you're obsessed with success, you just don't take that break. Usually means you're not taking a Sabbath or getting the rest God designed your body, mind, and soul to have to reconnect with your Creator. So this is true for artists as well as high-powered executives who work 80-hour weeks, constantly checking emails, rarely taking time off. This relentless pursuit of professional success can lead to high blood pressure, sleep disorders, and other stress-related illnesses. It's just not worth it. And over time, the toll on your mental and physical health, the stress working on your body can be devastating. Second is a loss of healthy relationships. Now, maybe you remember the scene in Devil Wears Prada where Andy is working crazy hours and starts to complain about her relationships just falling apart. And Nigel famously says, "Let me know when your whole life goes up in smoke. It means it's time for a promotion." An obsession with success can strain the most important relationships you have. This isn't a surprise. We have limited hours in the day. We know this. When you prioritize your career above everything else, relationships with family and friends suffer. This in turn leads to feelings of isolation and loneliness as meaningful connections are sacrificed in the quest for success. Maybe you've done this. You were designed to be in community, and success is not really success if it comes at the cost of making time for the loved ones you have. Losing human connection with meaningful people, if you lose that, is it really still success? Third is a loss of personal fulfillment. Success often means external achievements like wealth, titles, accolades, praise from friends and family and critics. But when success is solely measured by external things, it can result in an internal emptiness, leaving you kind of hollow. External accolades cannot satisfy internal needs for very long. They don't satisfy your soul. St. Augustine said in his Confession so famously, "To God you have made us for yourself, O Lord, and our heart is restless until it rests in you." The restlessness in the heart of an actor as well as in the heart of a studio executive or a museum director is the same. More art, better art, greater praise, more money are fine, but they do not feed your soul. Because that's not what your soul needs, not how you were designed. The fourth danger is loss of emotional stability. The more fame and success are your goal, the less stability you have. This becomes obvious as you look at some very talented people who went from fame to folly. Like from Charlie Sheen and his whole Tiger Blood episode to Robert Downey Jr., his drug problems which turned around, thankfully, or even consider Lindsay Lohan and her substance struggles. Now, I don't talk about these people to look down on them. That's not what I'm doing. We're all broken people. We all have weaknesses. We all need grace. I'm just pointing out that success does not make you stable. It can give you economic stability. It cannot satisfy your soul, which is the most important thing. It cannot provide healthy relationships. If all you do is chase success, consider those who had success and it didn't help. It's a cautionary tale for everyone. And naturally, we should pray for those who are struggling with addiction and related issues. I know people have died from addiction. It's very serious. Shouldn't take this lightly. We hope, they get healing, and especially find grace in the arms of Jesus by hearing and responding to the gospel, as well as fully getting out of that addiction cycle. Now, let's look at the solution and the path back to stability. The stability of being anchored in Christ. First, an unchanging identity. You see, being anchored in Christ provides us a stable foundation for our life and an unchanging identity. Consider the words of Paul to the Ephesians in Ephesians 2:10. For we are his workmanship, created in Christ Jesus for good works, which God prepared beforehand that we should walk in them. Workmanship is also translated craftsmanship. God is working in your life and is shaping you into the person you're designed to be. It isn't all up to you. God is with you. Don't forget that. Or look at 1 Peter 2:9. You are a chosen race, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, a people of his own possession, that you may proclaim the excellencies of him who called you out of darkness into his marvelous light. God chose you, loves you, and has a plan for you, even if things don't go the way you hope. God is in control. He has a plan, so you can work hard and let God worry about the results. Your identity doesn't have to be wrapped up in that. The second key to being anchored in Christ is having an eternal perspective. Too many people are just focused on the next film, next production, next year, and that's natural. It's normal. You want to make that great. Sometimes you're only as good as your last production. But a relationship with Christ opens our eyes to see all of life in light of eternity. Small failures here and now do not compare with what God has in store for us. We still take pleasure in these things. We work hard. We give our best. But consider 2 Corinthians 4:18. As we look not to the things that are seen, but to the things that are unseen. For the things that are seen are transient, but the things that are unseen are eternal. You see, anchoring our identity in Christ gives us that eternal perspective. What's going to last forever versus what's going to last for a week or a month or a year, maybe even a decade. Third, it helps us have a clear calling. Understanding the calling God has for you in your life and what that means, not only for your career, but your family, your community, and your own spiritual health. The world around you and your agents or managers are going to propose political and social ideologies they want you to embrace, and they may not align with biblical principles. Your calling requires you to see those temptations and be wise, look at them through a biblical grid so you can engage wisely without compromising. When you have a robust understanding of your calling as an artist or a creative professional, you realize that your career is not everything. Success is not everything, and you can find peace and contentment in all the stages of life because this elusive idea of success isn't capturing your heart and your imagination. And remember, we do have a course about the artist calling. There's a free masterclass. I'll put that link down below. Fourth, being anchored in Christ gives you peace and contentment. God promises peace unlike anything the world can comprehend. Listen to Philippians 4, verse 7. And the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus. Think about that. God gives us peace that transcends anything else and guards our hearts, guards our minds. We're not racked with anxiety or frustration or insecurity. The peace of Christ protects those things. And consider the words of Jesus himself in John 14:27. Peace I leave with you, my peace I give you. Not as the world gives do I give to you. Let not your heart be troubled, neither let them be afraid. Your heart is given peace by Jesus. If you're driven by success, you'll be a victim of the stress and anxiety of constant striving. Jesus gives us peace, no matter whether we are thriving or struggling. His peace transcends our present situation, no matter what's going on. Now, how do we move forward? I want to give you 3 practical steps to shift from focusing on chasing success to pursuing your career in a godly way. First, redefine success. You and I don't know the plans God has for us. For some, we may be famous. Others, we may never have the fame we desire. We need to accept that and trust God. Work hard, do your best, of course, but then accept what God provides. Don't fret about tomorrow or compare yourself with others. It doesn't result in anything healthy. That's not what God calls us to do. Second, cultivate spiritual practices. Get back to the basics. Regular prayer, Bible study, fellowship with other believers. It's so simple, but people forget these things. Third, seek godly mentorship and community. I can't overstate the importance of surrounding yourself with a supportive Christian community. Satan wants to isolate you and deceive you. That's easy to do if you're all alone. But God's provided other believers to join you in your journey. So take advantage of church groups, Christian mentors, accountability partners. Those relationships are essential to mental, emotional, and spiritual maturity. Don't try to do life alone. It's just not worth it. And there you have it, the problems of chasing success, the biblical solutions, and some practical takeaways. Are you chasing success in a way that isn't healthy? Is there a way I can pray for you? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this, check out our website or online courses by clicking on one of the links down below. And please take a second, hit the like and subscribe buttons. As always, I pray that God blesses you and equips you to be salt and light in a world that desperately needs it. Before you go, check out another one of our videos right here. And let us know if there are other questions you have, there's a topic you would like for us to address.